In a world filled with the hassle and bustle of daily life, it's easy to overlook the extraordinary hidden within the ordinary. But here in Ghana, a dedicated team is on a mission to change that perspective. Welcome to the BTS, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. Today, we embark on a journey to explore the essence of this concept, meet the team behind it, and understand the promise it holds for shaping Ghana and the rest of Africa.
Hello and welcome to the BTS, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. I am your host, Sapon Andrews Boache, and I am thrilled to be your guide on this exploration of positivity in the ocean of negativity surrounding us. But first, let's delve into the heart of our mission. At the core of our documentary is the concept of BTS, which stands for Behind the Scene. It's about peeling back the layers of everyday, mundane aspects of life to uncover the remarkable stories, the hidden beauty, the profound insights that go unnoticed in our societies.
Hello everyone, my name is Daniel Elikem Brima, and I'm happy to be part of the BTS team. BTS, behind the scene, for me it means a lot because there's an idea that I have seen grown from a conversation among just some few friends and then work colleagues. And as the name sounds, it's behind the scene, S-E-E-N. It's always nice to clarify that because when I heard it at first, I assumed the scene, what we usually watch when you are watching a movie. It's like, how did the movie get shot? But this is behind the scene, and it forms a good analogy for what this podcast means because it's like, it begs of the question, what you see every day, what you experience every day, is that all there is to it or there is more? And in my candid opinion, life has humbled me several times, and usually there's always more to what we see. And this podcast is all about bringing light or shedding light to these little things that help make everyday things happen. And it might include people, it might include companies, it might include businesses, it might include places. What's the story behind these places? What is the idea behind the vision people have? And what keeps people going every day? And what makes people come together to try to solve problems, do things, or even coexist as a social system? BTS is about having that conversation, viewing the highlights and viewing those on the spotlight, and overall just sharing ideas that might seem obvious, but there's actually more to. So BTS is fun, it's very eye-opening experience, and I believe it's going to offer a lot, and let's look forward to it. It will evolve and be beautiful. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Clifford Fiana by way of introduction, and I'm glad to be part of the BTS team, BTS behind the scene. We live in an age of information with abundant content, with little context, and with this so much content, it is very easy to form perception and difficult to gain perspective about the things and experiences that we encounter every day. And because of that, it's very easy for us and common, and we are quick when it comes to drawing conclusions and then making decisions. And because we don't have so much to comprehend, or we don't have a lot to process our mind with, and with this much information, it is also very common for us to consider appearances and then figures and entities that we see. We look at them and then we perceive them as reality because we know little to nothing about the core of the entities that we see. So with the BTS, we are dedicated to digging deep beyond the surface of the things we see every day so that we can uncover the little or the details of information relating to those entities and the stuffs that we see around and experience every day, and then present this information in a format that is easily understandable to the people and to our audience for the purposes of making informed decisions. So this is the BTS, and we are going to do this through our podcast and our documentary. Thank you very much.
What does BTS mean? We aim to bring informations, systems, secrets, and all the necessary ingredients that are behind any system.
Each member of our team brings a unique perspective and skill set, but we are united by a common goal: to go beyond the surface and review the extraordinary in the ordinary. Whether through photography, art, research, journalism, or other forms of expression, we are dedicated to this mission. So, what can you expect from the BTS, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary? We will be venturing into places, facilities, neighborhoods, and natural landscapes, uncovering the stories that will surprise, inspire, and move you. That's all we are going to do.
One of my proudest moments in life is when I go home every time and then my cousins, my younger cousins always tell me, I tell my friends every time about my big cousin who is very cool and then is an engineer and he designs stuff and he has his own company and he's doing very cool stuff, and sometimes he exaggerates, I know he does. And I'm always proud, not because of the fact that I'm doing all of this stuff, because I'm proud because I inspire him, and there's a kind of shimmering glitter in his eyes. When he's saying this, you see his eyes open wide, unconsciously, and he talks to me and he's like, why don't you tell people about what you do? Let me hear some of the cool stories of things you've done and some of the experiences you had. And it's like, I hardly tell these stories, but sometimes when I happen to say one, it inspires them so much, especially the younger ones, that they always ask for more and they always want to do stuff. And when I tell them that, you can do this, they kind of believe it. And BTS, behind the scene, is like that. I think that's the value it holds, because I happen to run into this conversation that tell me more about you, tell me about what you do. And truthfully, it will always be nice to tell these stories. Sometimes it's very hard for some of us to sit around and just tell these stories. But what BTS tries to do is to tell these stories to inspire hope, and then to make it conducive for people like us who find it difficult to tell these stories, to structure it for us to, tell the story. And the effect of telling these stories and then showing these activities, showing videos, hearing sound bites, and then these experiences on us as young people and as Africans, the 70% of Africa, is that it will eliminate excuses because, well, somebody's doing it, why not you? It will tell you that, hey, you can also do it. Get up and start. Finally, it will create a community of people who inspire each other and cheer each other on. and then people who create active competition for us to keep the game up. BTS is a system and is going to foster the connection and the interaction between us to build the Africa we want. That is an Africa that is prideful, developing, and then long-term in its activities and thinking, and most importantly, sustainable. So I look forward to it, and I look forward to inspiring my kid brother's friends and colleagues that he has been telling all the stories about through BTS. Thank you.
Alright, so with the BTS dedicated team who are going to work to provide detailed information about the things we see every day, the BTS has the potential of helping people to see the world, the reality about stuffs, to form perspective about what is happening in the world. We are going to go outside our individual perspectives and trying to gain perspective about other people. So, for instance, I don't know the KUST Museum, then I just entered the museum. Knowing the information about the artifacts that are in there, when somebody makes a comment about the museum at another time, with my understanding of the artifacts and then the purpose of the museum, I would be able to pause, try to listen to the person's view of it. What experience does the person have, so that I'll be able to connect it to what I have before I'll make decision. So that is one, the relevance of BTS on a personal level. And when we look at it from the interpersonal level, with much information at our disposal to process, we have no option than to be patient, because we have so much information to process before we make a decision. So we are going to be patient in our reactions and our actions towards others. We are going to be a little more flexible in our decisions, more open in our judgments, and it's going to help us to connect and relate well with others. So on a social level, the BTS is going to help us with the information we are providing. We are looking at nurturing an ecology of people where we have a much understanding about things. We try to gain perspective from whatever we see. We meet people, we try to understand, know a little about their experience about life, what is keeping them going in life before we make decisions. So we are going to nurture a community where common understanding and then common respect is going to be going to pertain among them. So when we're looking at the national level, let's say from the African perspective, with the information provided about the things happening around us and then the entities, the artifacts, our resources, as for example the natural resources, gold, bauxite, diamond, we are going to have good understanding of our natural system. We know the value, the intricate value of the natural resources. It's going to help us as a nation and a continent to form a good perspective about how we are going to harness those resources to put them into valuable use. So that is the potential the BTS has in shaping Africa, where we are looking at shaping the individual and then the systems we have down and out to the whole continent. So that's what the BTS seeks to foster. Thank you.
Ultimately, the promise of the BTS, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary, is not only to change how we view our communities, but also to inspire a ripple effect across Ghana and the rest of Africa.
Join us on this journey as we peel back the layers of the everyday and discover the extraordinary all around us. This is the BTS, seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, keep looking